Weren't expecting that face, were ya? Well, hello again. Welcome back to my channel. Glad to see you. Feels so good to be back this week. We are going to be making our own Minion bath bombs. This year, I wanted to give my family a really personal gift, and what is more personal than something handmade with these mitts? So I'm basically gonna be telling you guys how to make a Minion bath bomb step by step, and I'm gonna start off by listing all the ingredients and items that you're gonna need. So let's get started. Alright, so you're going to need 1 cup of baking soda, half a cup of Epsom salt, citric acid, and cornstarch. And you are going to need cake decorations that are sugar-based for the Minion features. They will melt in the bath. Then you're going to need a mold. You could repurpose a ornament. That's festive. You're also going to need a pretty good whisk to mix everything together. And you're also going to need a tablespoonful of coconut oil to make the skin nice and soft. You're going to need blue and yellow food coloring for the Minion colors. And you can choose any essential oil that you want. I used coconut, so it kind of goes well with the coconut oil that I'm using, and also Minions are kind of nutty. You will need 2 mixing bowls for each color, 1 for each color, basically. And you will need a spray bottle to spray in all the liquid ingredients, and you will need a 1/4 cup of water, or you could fill it to about yay high. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get started mixing the liquid ingredients for our project. I'm going to be putting the coconut oil in first. It's a lot easier to put it in if you kind of melted it already. Mine was kind of not melted, so it made it a little harder, but I eventually got it in there. Now I'm putting 15 drops of the essential oils, and after you get all the essential oils, the coconut oil in, you're going to close the lid of your spray bottle and shake it really well. Another tip that I could give you guys is to maybe use warm water, because it made my coconut oil coagulate, as you could see. Now we are going to be mixing all of our dry ingredients. That is baking soda, citric acid, Epsom salt, and cornstarch. And after we have it all in the bowl, you're going to mix it thoroughly, make sure there's no lumps. The cornstarch kind of tends to stick together, so you want to make sure that's all incorporated evenly. And the reason why we spray in our ingredients, our wet ingredients, is because if you put all the wet ingredients too fast, it will make a chemical reaction and it will bubble and fizz before it's already made, and you don't want that to happen, so you really want to put it in slowly. And you want to check your mixture to make sure it's like wet sand. That would be the perfect consistency for this. After you have that correct consistency, you're going to take your other bowl and divide our mixture in half. That way we can add our 2 colors. And I started with the yellow food coloring, and you just add it slowly and mix just like we did with the spray bottle. And you want to make sure you don't add too much food coloring, because again, it is a liquid and it can ruin the mixture if you add too much. And then you just do the same thing for the blue. And then you will take the top of your mold, which is the yellow side, and we are going to add our features to our Minions. You could go ahead and pick out what features you want to use. I don't know what happened to the footage of me videoing this item right here. It must have been corrupted, or I must have been not recording when I thought I was, but I digress. Okay, so you're going to take your mold, and I started off with the hair because that is the very top of the Minion and you want to line it up. You put the dry ingredients in very carefully because it will move around if you just toss it in too harshly. And after you get it in where you want to kind of pack it on top so it doesn't move around when you add the eyeballs in next. So align the eyeballs with the hair, that way it's lined up correctly, and you will put the mixture on top of the eyeballs and pack it in, that way it does stay in place. You want to put some loose mixture on top of all that, that way whenever you put the two sides together they stick easily. So then on the other side of the Minion, there's no features on the bottom part, so all you need to do is just put the blue in all the way to the top, kind of pack it in pretty good, that way we can get a lot in there so it stays together. And I also left some loose powder on top of this one, that way it sticks to the other side. And then you just take the first side of the Minion, you're going to press them together tightly, squeeze it till it closes completely, and you will put this aside for at least 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, it's safe to take it out of the mold and leave it out to dry. I would leave it out to dry overnight before you use the bath bomb. And you want to tap it, that way the vibrations loosen the bath bomb from the mold a lot easier. Trust me, do this because there was a casualty with one of my Minions and it wasn't very fun. Or fun to clean up, let me tell you. So at this point you could dust the powder off the eyes and make the features a little more prominent. I just had a knife next to me, so that's what I'm using. And you could press down and make it, more smooth. Just make sure you don't do it too harshly, or else you could break them. They are very fragile at this point. So next, let's go ahead and check out a demo. So what do you guys think? Let me know. If you liked this gift idea and you think you might want to try it yourself to make your very own Minion to bathe with. That came out kind of awkward. Hit that like button. If you're new to this channel and you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I post videos every week, Wednesday, Thursday-ish. My name's Andrea Sharifi and you're watching the SharifiLife. Bye, Felicia. I said bye. Well, why are you still here? Are you gonna go? Okay.